we're doing a radio check. Yeah.
All right.
I can hear you.
Cool.
All right. You have somebody else on the line read it for you?
Yeah, I think you might want to go ahead and call that. He finna call in a second. It's gonna be a 904-401 number as well.
Okay, I see him already. I see him.
No, he ain't on there yet. Hold on, Sal. He ain't on there yet. He ain't called yet because I'm sitting right here with him.
Okay, I see a 904-210 number.
Yeah, that ain't him.
Okay.
Hey, the number 319.
All right, see,
Yeah, hold on, Sal. The number 319. Not the conference call number. 527. Okay, I ain't know you had. My bad, bro. I ain't even know. Remember, people got your number on speed dial. I ain't even know. I ain't even know. You know what I'm saying? My bad, bro. My bad.
That's cool. All right, so once they call in, it's still in press number 1.
Yeah, he say hit number 1.
Okay.
That's him. Yeah.
Alright, so we'll bring you guys in about 1 minute.
Alright. Yo.
Talked about videos right now. You want to make sure you go check it out. So go to the website, www.absolutevibrational.com/store. And once you get it, it's an automatic download. You have to wait for it to be sent to you in the mail. It's an automatic download. So once again, go check out the video, get it fast, and get it now.
Oh, he heard it. Oh, he heard it. So to the viewers, we appreciate you. We're just waiting on Sal.
If you need an added push to have your products heard by thousands of listeners out there, come advertise on Debate Talk Radio. All you need to do is send me.
Bear with us, everybody. Bear with us. We just gotta wait on Sal. And we're gonna crank this thing on up. We might go a little longer than usual because we'll start a little earlier than usual.
Take advantage of the low fees. Trust me, no one else will give you such a low fee to advertise via worldwide radio. So once again, send me an email at thegametalkforyou@gmail.com for more details. Never allow the possibility of your heart desire to trouble your mind, whether it is success or happiness. Because your mind is a powerful machine that is very capable of manifesting anything that it conceives and believes in. Become more enlightened by the subconscious mind by visiting
Fat man.
You're only as strong as the thoughts that constantly dwell in your mind. Therefore, never allow any.
Got a little something for y'all tonight. See how it goes.
Your mind.
You want a snack? I don't want your sandwich, baby. I don't want your beverage. Come inside.
What'd you say?
Thank you. You got the teeth, fat man.
This is Ronald Franco.
You could have got your own, sir.
You know what I'm busy in the studio? I'm checking out Debate Talk
There's no taxation without representation, you fucking first state passenger.
Show in Dallas and season 7 of Debate Talk
You know I want to take advantage of it. You can get them out easy.
I'm back with another classic show.
Lily.
Once again, we are back, and we have a lot of people calling in. We're born via Skype. On that number, 219-527-6289. Today's show is more
I need both.
I ain't get a flip fast with that one. I'm just stand up.
I need you.
Many people like wondering what this lesson is all about. Well, our special guest is going to break that all down for you in a few minutes. Again, people out there, I want to you guys tune in
I mean, I have it on the side, but I'm gonna be working with you. Make it fast.
I just got to test it.
I ain't mad at you.
Attach that number 319-527-6239 and feel free to call in with your questions and comments. Those words I have. Said there's no foul language. Gotta keep it clean, keep it professional. My special guest has been here several times before. He's been in the Lions and as well as presented several lessons on the Big 12 Radio. And it's been a long time and he is back. He's out there doing the work, spreading the word, teaching, doing a lot of activities out there in the community. And this brother's been doing a lot of things out there for the people. And we welcome him back on the Big 12 Radio. This is my brother, Dwayne Bonahue. Welcome to the show.
What's going on, Sal, man? How you doing, brother? Oh, man. Hold on. You can hear me, Sal?
Pretty good, man.
What's up?
Yeah, just let the people know a little bit about themselves, break it down.
We've been preaching the word now about, 2017? Going on about 5 years. Been dealing with it about 8, in Jacksonville, Florida. Assembly of the Firstborn. You can just type that in on YouTube and find out what we're doing. Matter of fact, it's streaming live on YouTube right now at that very same channel. Yeah. I know you tell me that all the time. So if anybody want to check that out. But really, man, all we just really about is the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach and living a clean and set-apart lifestyle that you might be filled with the Ruach HaKodesh and quicken the life everlasting. I really got much to add other than that. Some stuff is just that I would mention, but I don't really like to mention certain stuff that we may be doing while I'm preaching the word. I just don't feel like that'd be appropriate. You have to catch me another time.
Alright, once again, we got Dwayne Bond in the building right here on the Big 12 Radio. And of course, we got to bring in the reader, 904-401. Introduce yourself to the world. Who are you?
Shalom, brother. Shalom, brother. Coming from Jacksonville, Florida. Probably been in the world for 3-4 years now.
That's not gonna work. It's gonna echo.
You hear me?
Definitely appreciate it. So, let's get you right. And again, if you have any questions, comments, questions you want to bring the reader on, start the lesson. Dwayne Bond is important.
All right. Yo, dang, hold on, y'all. I gotta see what we gonna do to kill this feedback. You got some headphones? You got some headphones? You got them, your headphones? You got some? Dang. No, it's just to kill his echo. So it's the phone's not echoing. I don't know if it's echoing on. Oh, that boy, that come prepared, ain't it? Come prepared, ain't it? Hold on, y'all. Y'all bear with me. I apologize, y'all. I should have been better prepared. All right. Yeah, he got it. Thank you, Domo. All right. Can you hear me good? Right. Well, first and foremost, we're going to give praise, esteem, and honor to the Most High, Yahuwah Ba'Shem Yahushua this day, and John chapter 5 and verse 39 is where we're going to start at. We definitely want to give sanctified greetings and, blessings to the whole house of Yasharal, to the Yahudim first, Gentiles as well. Everybody who fear him and serve him in Ruach and in truth, all the assemblies and congregations of Yahuwah all across the planet. If you believe in the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach, set yourself apart, stand upon the word, and live freely. But we're going to really deal with something in 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and about verse 15, and what the matter of what we're going to be dealing with this evening, and we'll see where the word take us at. Is you might want to get him. Y'all got to forgive me because we got a house full of children. You know what I'm saying? And ain't a child in here up over the age of 4. You know what I'm saying? So, But what we're going to be dealing with is unfortunately, most people believe the more that you represent the love of Mashiach, the more that you will be loved. So the thing that we're going to be looking at is that if you take on the nature of Elohim, you take on the mind of Mashiach, the more that you love and you give of yourself, the less you'll be loved. And we will actually see examples of this, that we have actually done this to the Father and the Son, so that you can understand if you take this on, that that's what's going to happen to you. So let's look at John chapter 5, verse 39, and 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 15, right behind that.
I'm coming in clear.
Yeah, let's go ahead. John 5:39.
Search the scriptures. For in them you think ye have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that ye have not the love of Elohim in you.
All plainly what that verse is telling us is that the Master was telling us that the whole book is about him, and that we utterly refuse to come unto him in order to obtain life. And because we won't come unto him to obtain life, the love of Elohim is not in us. Let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and about verse 15. Go ahead, man. Seems like it's stuff. 2 Corinthians 12 and 15, bro. Go ahead.
And I will very, very gladly spend and be spent for you, though the most abundantly I love you, and the less I be loved.
So we have to take into account something that Paul is saying. He said he will very gladly be spent, and that the more abundantly he loves, the less that he will be loved. So we have to understand and get a reference scripturally of what he's referring to and what he's speaking of. Go sit down, man. Go sit down, man. So let's look at let's go ahead and look at Matthew chapter 16 and about verse 17.
There you go, Nick. Just sit right here. Calm down. It's okay.
And Yahushua answered and said unto him, Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood have not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in Shamayim. And I said also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church,
Go ahead.
and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it.
Go ahead.
And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of Shamayim, and whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in Shamayim. And whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in Shamayim.
Go ahead.
Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he is Yahushua the Mashiach.
What did he say after that?
From that time forth began Yahushua to show unto his disciples how that he must go to Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed, and be raised again the third day.
So we have to look at something right here. He's telling his apostles that he's going to be killed. And he's going to have to suffer many things. So now we're going to have to begin to understand that this is the love or the passion that he had for the people. And we're going to begin to see as he manifests that passion for his people, that the more that he manifested that love was not manifested back unto him. We know in Daniel 9 and 27 it says that the Mashiach would be cut off but not for himself. So this was a love that he was going to manifest to the people, that the people were not going to reciprocate. Then because of the love he showed, the people hated him. Let's look at a statement that the Master made, and let's start at about verse 9 in the 15th chapter of John. It's because he's so close. But then they're not going to be able to hear you. I might just have to read it, do it myself. Unless you muted it. Yeah. Yeah, you might as well. Then I just put it on speakerphone. Yeah, go ahead. Come on. All right, John chapter 15 and verse 9 is what we're about to begin with. And we're going to look at a statement that the Master said. He just moved around because that echo was, that feedback was kind of high because the person reading from is sitting in the room. So we're going to go to John chapter 15, verse 9. Eat your food, baby. Eat your food, baby.
As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you.
As the Father at what?
Love me, so have I loved you.
Go ahead.
Continue ye in my love. If ye keep my commandments, ye shall abide in my love.
Mm-hmm.
Even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love.
Mm-hmm.
These things have I spoken unto you, that my joy might remain in you.
Now I'm going to make a statement, right? He said abide in his love. As he, hold on, man. Sorry, if you don't take your big behind on over and go eat your food.
You want to go to bed? You want to go to bed?
I tell you, you got to work with us, y'all. We got 6 children in here. All of them on the phone. Well, actually, we got 8 children in here. The older 2, they over 4. So if you hear these children crying and hollering, just forgive us. Ain't nothing we can do what they taught us.
Go to bed.
So when the Master say abide in his love, as he abide in the Father's love, we have to sit back and look at something. You know, everybody knows John 3:16, where he say, Elohim so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that the world would not perish. This is the love of Elohim, that he would be willing to send his son as a ransom and a sacrifice for the sins of the people. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people say, how could a man die for your sins? But what it is that a man is taking on a burden and responsibility upon himself because of the love that he had to a particular group of people. There was nothing that those people did to earn that love. It was just him manifesting his love towards man. But in the process of doing so, man was going to have to resist that love. I know it's quite natural to think that the more that you love, the more that you will be loved. And that would be true to a certain extent if we were talking about love as forth as it is in the world. But if you're loving according to the word of Elohim, you're going to actually encounter more resistance. Because the Master makes a statement in the 3rd chapter of John as well, is that men don't come to the light because men don't love the light, because men love darkness because their deeds are evil and they don't want to be reproved. So therefore, you manifest the love of Elohim because the world does not know Elohim. As the Master so eloquently stated in the 17th chapter of John, that Kadesh, Father, the world have not known thee, but I have known thee, and these that you have given me have known that I've come from thee. And see, that's where the contention and all the strife is going to come from. Because I'm here to give you a real reality check. Every person that professes to believe in Elohim does not believe in Elohim, nor is of Elohim. And we have to begin to start realizing that fact and accept it. Because the Master told us clearly that those that would cast you out of the synagogue and kill you, that would thinking they would do Elohim service, would be of your own kind. It was always the children of Yasharal that killed the prophets. It wasn't the nations that was killing the prophets. It was your own people that were killing the prophets. So if we think in these days and times, if we in the last days, if you think white people or Asian people or African people or Arab people are going to be the ones giving you the most resistance, you are sadly mistaken. If we believe that the word was given unto Jacob and unto Yasharal and not to anyone else, and that we are the ones that manifest this word to our people, then what makes you think that all these people are going to love you when they do it? And I'm not talking about no people who in the world who don't know nothing about the word. I'm talking about people who claim to follow the word but are contrary to the word, and the word that you preach convicts and condemns the behavior that they participate in. We have to begin to accept that reality. Matter of fact, since I say that, go on and give me Micah chapter 7. Matter of fact, don't even give me Micah chapter 7. We'll come back, finish the John 15 first, and then go to Matthew chapter 10, verse 30.
Matthew chapter 15, verse 11.
No, finish John 15, and then go to Matthew chapter 10.
John chapter 15, verse 11. These things I have spoken unto you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be full. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Greater love have no man than this.
That a man do what?
That a man lay down his life for his friend.
You know, we see the example of that with Jonathan and David, that both of them were willing to lay their lives down for each other. You know what? You know, the Apostle John told us in the first epistle of John, the 3rd chapter. Go on and get to him before we read Matthew 10. 1 John chapter 3, about verse 13. See, it's a lot of us, it's a lot of, I'm going to be honest with you, there's a lot of people, man, they say they love you. They say they're your friend. They say they're your brother. But it's not very many people that's going to be willing to lay their life down and shed their blood for you. Unfortunately, when you begin to preach this word and you begin to manifest the love of Elohim, which is manifold, the love of Elohim is just not as simplistic as keeping commandments. That's a very simplistic view. because that is true, because that's what the book says. But then there are aspects of his love that have to be manifested. And that when you begin to manifest these things, you will begin to garner very many enemies. Because if I'm going to be honest with y'all, if nobody ever told you this, if I'm not mistaken, the book of Exodus say 600,000 people came up out of Mizraim, right? Not counting women and children. And over the age of 20, only 2 men were saved. When we look at a situation in the book of Judges, I think he called for about 3,000 men, only 300 were saved. We don't know how many people were on the planet during the time of the flood, but only 8 people were saved. So you have to sit back and realize that is, why was such a small amount of people saved, and that these righteous men faced such violent opposition? Why did they face such violent opposition if they were manifesting the love of Elohim? Go ahead.
1 John chapter 3.
Verse 13. Make it 12.
Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother. And wherefore slew he him? Because his own works were evil, and his brothers were righteous.
They were righteous. Now, you have to sit back and look at Abel showed the love of Elohim by what he offered. He showed the love that he had towards Elohim. He was willing to spend what he had, which was the first fruits of everything that he possessed. And in doing so, he ended up spending his life. Because the more he loved Elohim, the less his brother loved him. Now, when he say not of the wicked one, let's not be simple enough to think Satan had sex with Eve, because the master told your very own ancestors in the 8th chapter of John that their father was the devil based off the works that they did. You have to realize something. He that commits sin is of the devil. So your father is going to be determined on how you live your life and how you behave. If you behave in a sinful way and you live after the flesh, then Hashatan is your father, simple and plain. It doesn't matter if you're the seed of Yasharal, you're Satan's seed. If you are born of Elohim and you've been renewed by the word and been transformed, then you would be Yahuwah's seed, and therefore you would manifest that, which would bring to pass what the law has already told you in Genesis 3:16, that there would be hatred between the woman's seed and the serpent's seed. Yah's children and Satan's children will never meet in agreement. And if we believe that this word was written to Yasharal first, which it clearly states, then Satan's seed first and foremost is going to be your own people. We so focused on these other people that and I'm going to be honest with you, this is the reason why we look at this here, and it's understandably so. We've been living in America and some of the other places we've been scattered for an extended period of time. And the people who have been killing and oppressing us are people who don't look like us. And you haven't seen any prophets and preachers and apostles and all of these types of individuals slaughtered by other children of Yasharal for the word. You haven't seen that yet. So that's not a tangible reality for you. You know what I'm saying? What you seem to think is persecution is people who are sinful, who are in the world, and they mock you and they laugh at you for what you believe in. But you haven't yet shed your blood for this word, nor seen anyone else have their blood shed for it. Much more shed by people who claim to believe it. Because those people who killed Hamashiach were people who claimed to believe the book. So why do you think it would be any different? You know what I'm saying? Why would you think it'd be any different? I don't know why we think it'd be any different. Our people have always killed the people who were sent unto them. Always. And look, y'all willing, we'll see that before we get out of here. Go ahead, sir.
1 John chapter 3. Verse 13. Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hates you.
Marvel not.
We know that we have passed from death unto life, because we love the brother. He that loveth not his brother abideth in death. Whosoever has his brother, whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer. And ye know that no murderer hath the eternal life abiding in him. Hereby perceive we the love of Elohim.
Yes, sir.
Because he laid down his life for us.
He did what?
He laid down his life for us.
What should we do?
And we ought to lay down our lives for the brother.
This is a manifestation of the love of Elohim. And if you're going to be willing to lay down your life, why would you have to lay your life down for your brother unless you were facing opposition? Because the master faced vicious opposition from those who look just like him. I'm going to be honest with you, if ain't nobody told you. If this man was walking this earth right now, preaching the word right now, y'all would take this man and take him to the United States government and have him killed again. And don't sit back and say that I wouldn't have been a part of it, because just like he said in this book, he said, you bear witness that you're children of those who killed the prophets. So we can't sit here and tell this lie if you don't think this people would not have strung this man right back up and killed him again, when we still have the same heart and minds that your ancestors had back then. Your people was ready to take Moses out. So what makes you think we're going to be any different if we believe there's nothing new under the sun? Come on with Matthew chapter 10, verse 33. Verse 30, I should say. I don't know why we have to snap up out of that, because I'm trying to tell you something real. Don't be shocked when it be a brew coming to kill you and it ain't Mr. Charlie. Don't get shocked when it ain't Ahmed and Muhammad coming to kill you and it's your own brother, or your own brother the one taking you to Ahmed or Mr. Charlie. Because your ancestors got a habit of doing that. You better go read about Samson. You better go read about Mashiach. You better go read about them. That's what your ancestors did. Ain't nobody manipulate them or not talking about no coon stuff. They just hate you niggas because you telling the truth, because y'all's condemning your behavior. And you don't want to change. So it's easier for you to kill him and get him out the way. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 30. But the very hairs of your head are all numbered.
Mm-hmm.
Fear ye not, therefore. Ye are more valuable than many sparrows.
Mm-hmm.
Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in Shamayim.
Mm-hmm.
But whosoever shall deny me before men,
Mm-hmm.
him will I also deny before my Father which is in Shamayim.
Mm-hmm.
Think not that I am come to send shalom on earth.
He said he ain't come to sin that. What he came to sin then?
I came not to send shalom, but a sword.
But a what?
A sword.
To do what?
For I am come to set a man at variance against his father,
Mm-hmm.
and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
You know, we just went over this last Shabbat that just passed. You know that's in the thing in the law we just looked at the other day. That's right there in Exodus 32. You know when Moses told to leave after the people had done worship the golden calf because they said that he was taking too long, so they wanted to go eat, drink, and play. And he said, who was on y'all side? And the Levites stood up and he told them, slay every man his companion, every man his brother, every man his neighbor, setting them at variance because there was a difference between the two. Now this man say your foes going to be those of your own household. What makes you think that's going to be any different right now to this day if you believe what this man says? Why do we think it's going to be any different if we believe what he say? He said your enemies will be, who was Hamashiach's enemies? It wasn't the Romans. The Romans didn't really care what he was doing. He wasn't even talking to them. That wasn't even a concern to them. But who was the ones always talking trash about him? Now let's sit back and look at something, because he said the more I be spent, right? And I'm willing to spend, I'll be loved. We have to look at something. Before we look at that, I know this is going to sound a little funny to people when they hear it, but we got to do it. Going to give them Proverbs 21 and 18. Y'all just bear with me. It's conclusion to the whole matter. You'll make it all make sense, you who are willing. And work it on down just like that. The only reason why I'm telling you this here, because the days are getting shorter. And if the days are getting shorter, that means the things that are about to occur are very, very near. And if we don't know what to anticipate and look for, some of y'all are going to be utterly shocked and your faith is going to fail because you're going to take on something that you were not prepared to take on because you did not pay attention to what the man told you. Because I'm telling you, if you are in Elohim, the world will not know you. And if you go look at, if we're going to sit back and try to use Isaiah 45 and 19 and say that Yasharal is the world, when he mentioned the world, which is true to a certain extent, depending on the context of when it's being used, then you have to sit back and realize it's your own people that's going to hate you, not people outside the word. That's a given. People outside the word, of course, are not going to recognize Elohim. But all those people who were given opposition to a Mashiach supposed to have been in the word. We can't sit back and say that this man loved everybody. They wouldn't, if his love was the reason why he was killed, what makes you think that's not going to be the reason you were killed? Because these people did not accept him. Why did they not accept him? If all he did was heal people, teach people, show compassion, feed people, speak words to draw people in, what did they kill him for? Why would you kill somebody who would do something like this? If all he doing is loving, why would you kill someone who's loving you and showing you no evil? Does that make any sense to you? Well, we're going to see something in Psalms what we just went over to, right? We're going to have to work that into it. Come on and give him what I asked you for. What I asked you for? Proverbs 21 and 18. I want y'all to hear something. Just bear with me now.
The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous.
The wicked shall be what?
A ransom for the righteous.
And what else?
And the transgressor for the upright.
Now I'm going to ask y'all going to sit back and be like, how in the world can Hamashiach be considered wicked if he's going to be a ransom for the righteous? Well, the Hebrew word for wicked in this verse is rasha, and it simply means criminal or one guilty of a crime, right? So if we're going to sit back and see something, now I'm going to make this make sense, because remember, we started with John 5:39. The whole book is about him. So it says a criminal will be a ransom for the righteous. You got to ask yourself, how can a wicked person be a ransom for a righteous person? That make any sense? Well, we have to sit back and see how Hamashiach being a criminal would be a ransom for the righteous, now wouldn't we? Now let's go look at Matthew chapter 26 and probably about verse 59, and let's see what the crime that they say he committed for him to be able to ransom the people. Let's sit back and see if Hamashiach say he was the one to come ransom the people. And let's sit back and look at, as we had already started in Matthew 16, where he said that this man would be killed by the chief elders and priests. You know what I'm saying? Of what's going to happen. We got to see what's going to happen. Why would you kill a man who loved you? This man stood in front of the Yahudim and said, Elohim so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. How many times did this man walk around and tell these people that they were going to kill him, not knowing he was talking about himself? Why would he tell his apostles that don't be amazed if the world hated you because it hated me first? And what makes you think if that joy, peace, shalom, long-suffering, gentleness, kindness, meekness, the fruits of the Ruach HaKodesh are in you, and you are manifesting the love of Elohim, that everybody gonna love you back? Because if you think everybody hating you for keeping Sabbath, you's a fool. If you think everybody's hating you because you don't eat pork, you's a fool. The average man, nobody don't care nothing about that. That ain't no reason to make nobody mad. But stand up and preach and get things that people want to do or like to do. Stand up for what's right and not bend or bold or bend or budge on that. Speak against the things that people love, and you will find automatic opposition. Because this is what the master did, and this is what the prophets did. And we're going to look at how Yahuwah loves your ancestors in the wilderness, and they definitely did not love him back. Did they love him back? They definitely didn't love him back. You have to sit back and look at that. Look at all that he did. They did not love this man back. And we finna get ready to touch on that in a minute. Go ahead, sir. What you finna read? Hold on.
Matthew chapter 26, verse 50.
59.
59.
26 and 59, Matthew.
Now the chief priests and the elders and all the council sought false witness against Yahushua to put him to death.
To put him to death.
But found none.
Found none.
But yea, though many false witnesses came, yet found they none.
Uh-huh.
And said, this fellow said, I am able to destroy the temple of Elohim and to build it up in 3 days. And the high priest arose and said unto him, answerest thou nothing?
You don't answer us nothing?
What is it which these witnesses against thee? But Yahushua held his shalom. And the high priest answered and said unto him, I adjure thee by the living Elohim that thou tell us whether thou be the Mashiach, the son of Elohim.
And what did he say?
Yahushua said unto him, thou hast said.
Thou said.
Nevertheless, I said unto you, hereafter shall you see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power and coming in the clouds of Shamayim.
Pause. I'm going to tell y'all something, because it's just something, because you know what I'm saying. I'm going to tell you something, right? People tell on themselves all the time. You notice how the master said, they say, tell us if you be the Mashiach or not, right? And what he said, you say it, because you already know. The same way he said, one of y'all going to betray me, and Judas said, is it I? Thou sayest. See, I'm quick like this, because everybody who know me know I say that quick. I say something to you, been and said it. Thou sayest, because you already know you wicked. You already know you're going to kill him. You already know you don't believe in him. And people judge and tell on themselves all the time if you paying attention. See, I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm different than most people. I can see you doing some old sour stuff. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to sit back and watch you and see how far you kick your game and how far you going to go with it. And I'm going to watch you hang yourself. That's what Yahuwah do, don't he? Yahuwah didn't always call Yasharal out on what they were doing. He just sat back and watched them. He said, you know what? I'm going to see what their end going to be. I'm going to see how far they going to push that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see how far they going to go with that. And then your destruction will be yourself, and you would have judged and condemned your own self. I ain't talking about somebody doing something directly to you either. I'm talking about you just watching how people moving and operating. I learned that from the street. You know what I'm saying? I'm just sit back and I'm going to just watch. I'm going to watch. That's what Yahuwah do with every last one of us right now. He look down for Shamayim to see if any man have understanding. And he just watches. A lot of times he doesn't even have to intercede to bring judgment on the man's head. You know what I'm saying? He don't even have to intercede. All he got to do is just sit back and watch. You're going to crash yourself. You reap what you sow. If you sow to your flesh, you're going to reap the corruption. If you sow to the Ruach, you're going to reap everlasting life. Which one you going to choose? If we're going to believe that we're going to have to take on the Mashiach, that means we have to take on his sufferings and his persecutions, everything that goes along with that. How many of us are built to take that? Because if you're a person that wants to be liked and wants to be loved and wants to be accepted, you're not fit to serve the living Elohim. I'm just here to tell you that I'm not finna play with you. You know what I'm saying? You can't be caring about being liked and serving this man. It's impossible. Because you're not going to try to please him. You're going to try to please people. That's what got Saul in trouble. He would worry about the people. That's what got Aaron to make the golden calf. Because he supposed to sat there and told them niggas, sit your black behind down. I ain't making nothing. But he was concerned with the people. You can't be concerned with people and serve Elohim. You can't be concerned with people's feelings. Because the word is hard, it's rough, it's tough. You know what I'm saying? If you're on the wrong side of the sword. If you're on the right side of the sword, it's sweet to your taste. Because it's gonna cut you and it's gonna heal you at the same time. But the choice is yours of what you're gonna let it do though. Come on, sir. What you going on?
Yeah, Matthew chapter 26.
You done read that there. Go on and give me Matthew chapter 20 and verse 25. Hold on, you didn't finish that. Finish that. My apologies, y'all. My bad. Sometimes I get ahead of myself.
We have verse 65.
Verse 65 in the 26th chapter of Matthew. Proceed.
Then the high priest rent his clothes.
He rent his clothes. And what did he say?
Saying, he hath spoken blasphemy. What further need we have a witness?
So therefore the people have determined Hamashiach to be a criminal and wicked. Right there, didn't they? They have determined him to be a criminal. If you don't believe me, all you got to do is sit back and look at Luke chapter 24. Didn't they call him a malefactor? All a malefactor is a criminal. So now we got to begin to see how a rasha or a criminal is a ransom for the righteous, which is something that is given in the place of something else to purchase somebody. Do we not know Isaiah 52:7 say you sold yourself for nothing, you be redeemed without money? Did not Peter write in his epistle in the first chapter, in the first epistle in the first chapter, that you were not redeemed with corruptible things like silver and gold from the vain behavior of your fathers, but by the precious blood of a lamb without spot and blemish? Does not Peter also tell you in the third chapter of his epistle that the just was given for the unjust? This man had to become a criminal and become sin to redeem us. So in order for that to happen, nobody loves the wicked doer. Does not the book say the just is an abomination to the unjust and the unjust an abomination to the just? Well, this man had to become an abomination. He had to become sin. Therefore, all the people hated him for it. All that to redeem the righteous, those who believe, those who came before him, and those who would believe on his name after him. We have to understand that. Because we can't we have to get out this old simplistic mind frame and think people persecuting you because you know you the children of Yasharal. Because if you believe that, you simple. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't no reason for them to hate Elohim because you the children of Yasharal. That's not no reason enough for them to hate you. Because a lot of people are claiming that name and false flagging on that. Because you're not representing Yasharal according to what the words say. You're not showing forth the attributes of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob like the words say. You claiming these men to be your fathers, but you're not living like them. You're not behaving like them. Your faith is not on them. So therefore, you're not showing to be their children. So what are these people going to hate you for? They're going to hate you for your lifestyle. They're going to hate you for the love that you manifest, the love of Elohim. That's what they're going to hate you for. They're not going to hate you for your bloodline. That's simple. Because your opposition is going to come from your own people. Why would another black person hate you because you black? Why would another Israelite hate you because you're an Israelite? They hate you for who you are. They hate you for who you serve. They hate you for what you believe and what you stand on. If you believe the word, ain't nowhere in the world somebody can get you to compromise it. So if you compromise it, you couldn't have believed it like you claim you do, because you wouldn't bend on it. And therefore that will draw the ire of many men. Proceed. Matthew chapter 20 and verse 25.
He has spoken blasphemy. What further need have we of a witness? Behold, now ye have heard his blasphemy.
No, Matthew chapter 20, verse 25. Matthew chapter 20, verse 25.
But Yahushua called unto him and said, Ye know that the princes of the Gentiles exercise dominion over them, and they that are great exercise authority upon them. But it shall not be so among you.
It won't be so.
But whosoever will be great among you, let him be minister.
Let him be your minister.
And whosoever will be chief among you, let him be your servant.
Let him be your servant.
Even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto,
but to what?
But to minister.
Go ahead.
And to give his life as a ransom.
As a what?
A ransom for many.
So the wicked got to be given for a ransom for the righteous, right? And I'm going to show y'all this in the law, whether you realize it or not. If you know the word, you would know why I be going for that in the law. You know what? I'm going to go show that in the law. You got an idea? You know it, you just don't realize you know it. Let's look at something. Yeshayahu or Isaiah 43:1. Let's sit back and see this here. Bear with me, it is a conclusion. It is a conclusion. But we got to tie this Proverbs 21 to show the love of Elohim. Because it said that he's going to offer himself a ransom for many. We sat back and seen how he was considered to be wicked. When we say considered to be wicked, wicked before men, not wicked before Elohim. Because we know that Yahushua was not wicked. We know that the Father didn't deem him as wicked. But in the eyesight of wicked men, he was deemed to be wicked. That's how he's a ransom for the righteous. If we believe that the whole book is about him, as he stated in John chapter 5, verse 39. That's if you believe that. Now, if you don't believe that, then in your mind, I just spoke blasphemy. And to be quite honest, I really don't care what you think. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't know me, I don't care what nobody think about me. I don't care what nobody say about me. Because I am confident and secure in who I am and whom I serve. So therefore, I don't need the validation of men. The Master told us in John chapter 5, verse 44, how can we receive the honor that comes from Allah? He said, how can you believe, my apologies, that receive honor one from another and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? I don't need no praise of men. I don't need no esteem of men. I don't need no men to pat me on my back. I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to do nothing for me. Period. So that's why I don't care what I say out my mouth. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to speak what this word say, and I'm going to speak my mind. I don't care who don't like it. Period. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't care if my mama didn't like it. I wouldn't care if my daddy didn't like it. I wouldn't care if my children didn't like it. If I had it, because I ain't got them. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't care if my friends didn't like it. I don't care if the people in the world, it doesn't matter. Yah's word is true and it's right. And all men ought to repent and come unto the subjection unto it and taste that Yahuwah is good if you have some sense. Go ahead.
43.
And verse 1. Give it to him, man.
But now, thus says Yahuwah that created thee, O Yaakov, and he that formed thee.
He that formed thee.
O Yasharal.
Yasharal.
Fear not.
Fear what?
Fear not.
Come on.
For I have redeemed thee.
He did what?
I have redeemed
Go
thee.
ahead.
I have called thee by thy name.
He called you by what?
By thy name.
Come on.
Thou art mine.
You what?
Thou art mine.
Come on.
When thou passest through the waters.
When you pass through what?
The waters.
Oh, man. Hold on. Should I give it to him like this? He said when you pass through the waters. When y'all hear this man talking about passing through the waters, you're going to hear him reference something in the Old Testament, and you should already know what he about to reference. Go on and read it to him while I pull this up. Go ahead, bro.
When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee.
He said, I'll be with thee.
And through the rivers.
And through the rivers.
They shall not overflow thee.
They will not overflow thee.
When thou walkest through the fire.
When you walk through the what?
Through the fire.
Now I'm going to tell you something. Y'all should know the word water is ma'im, right? And you know what that word also means? Danger. Violence. Chaos. So when he said, when you walk past through the waters, I will be with thee. We need to understand what he means in it, right? Go to give him Matthew chapter 26, man. Probably about verse 44. Let's see what this means. Because what we're really talking about is the passion of our Savior and how he went through all of this for our sake and we didn't love him. He said he came unto his own and his own received him not, right? That means we didn't love him. How could you not love a man that's telling you, I came to lay my life down for you? Men still don't love him to this day because they say, how can somebody die for my sins? How can somebody do that? He's not dying for your sins specifically. He's dying for the sins of this people to remove death from you, to redeem you from a covenant that couldn't give you life everlasting because you were condemned to death by it because of your transgression under it. And we miss that. That's why I say we kill him again. We kill him again because we still don't understand what he's talking about to this day. And we want to argue about all these things of no consequence and the people are not free from sin. We ain't free from sin, but we arguing about nonsense on the daily. It's men still can't control themselves, still touching their penis. It's men still around here can't control themselves, sleeping with any and everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's still men around here that can't stop lying, that have all manner of hate and maliciousness in their heart, all manner of deceit. All of these things in us that contrary to the word of Elohim, and we wonder why we ain't set free. You ain't set free because you're not allowing the man to free you. See, we always sit back and say the truth shall set you free, but we know in Hebrew the word for truth is amat. That means faithfulness, faith, firmness, soundness. We're not free because we don't believe. We're not free because we don't believe. If we believe, we would be free. The man say, if you be the Son set you free, you shall be free indeed. So how are we claiming to believe in this man and we still bound by sin, ready to kill him, ready to go off on a man about arguing about some of the dumbest stuff that we argue about? I ain't finna call no stuff out specifically. Everybody listening knows some of the stupid stuff we be around here arguing about. Yet ain't nobody free. Because you got Brews around here talking about I'm still sinning. You got Christians around here still saying I'm still sinning. And the book say the man came to free us from it. So somebody ain't doing it right. So imagine how he would be if he were walking around here telling you, oh, you think you were they were sinners above all sinners? Nay, I say, except you repent, you shall likewise perish. Imagine this man come tell you, if your hand offend thee, cut it off. It's better for you to enter into life maimed than to enter into hellfire where the worm dies not and the fire shall not be quenched. You don't want to hear that. You kill him again. Some of y'all like this here, right? Sal just had a show where brothers were debating if Yahushua was Elohim or not. Do you not know if this man was walking around talking how he was talking again, that you Brews would kill him? For that sake, you wouldn't debate it, you'd kill him. He's saying he blaspheming, you gonna kill him. That's the reality of it. Screw a debate on Facebook or on the internet, you niggas gonna kill him. See, ain't nobody gonna tell him that, is it? We gonna kill him. That's what we gonna do. See, we so used to debate it ain't got real yet. Wait till it get real and people go to getting puffed up. You think you blaspheming, you gonna put that fire on somebody. You think he just was talking? I guess he was just talking to John 16. Was he just talking? He wasn't just talking. Come on with it, man. I'm just trying to tell you something real, man. You can do with it what you will. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 26.
Verse 44.
And he left them and went away again, and prayed the third time, saying these same words.
Same words.
Then cometh he to his disciples, and said unto them, sleep on now, and take your rest.
Take your rest.
Behold, the hour is at hand.
The hour is at hand.
And the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners.
In the hands of sinners.
Rise, let us be going.
Let us be going.
Behold, he is at the hand that doth betray me. And while he yet spoke, lo, Judas, one of the 12, came, and with him a great multitude.
A great who?
A great multitude.
And what they had?
With swords and staves.
That sounds like some violence, don't it? Don't it sound like some danger? What did they do to the man after that? All y'all know what they did to him after that. Then they just take him and put him somewhere, didn't they? Hung him up on a tree, didn't they? So that means, but wasn't y'all with him though? Held him by his right hand too, didn't they? And redeemed him from that. Oh, y'all know what Peter told you in the book of Acts, quoting Psalm 16. Say you won't suffer your Kadesh one to see corruption. Y'all know what happened. Go ahead, bro.
With swords and staves from the chief priests and elders of the people. Now he that betrayed him gave him a sign, saying, whosoever shall I kiss, the same is he, hold him fast.
Hold him fast.
And forthwith he came, and Yahushua said, hail, master.
And what this clown do?
And kissed him.
Don't you think, don't sit back, and some of y'all Judas children too. Some of y'all gonna betray people. Didn't the master say in Luke that your fathers and your mothers and your brethren and your kinfolk will betray you? Some of y'all got Judas in your heart. Because who was in Judas' heart when he came to get him? Satan. An adversary, an opponent. You know what I'm saying? We know that Satan is a literal ruach in the earth, an evil one, but at the same time, it's also a ruach or a mind state in people that they're adversarial. They like to be opponents of those things that are right. Go ahead, bro.
And Yahushua said unto him, friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they and laid hands on Yahushua and took him.
They did what?
Laid hands on him and took him.
Oh, man. What else? Go ahead.
And behold, one of them which were with Yahushua stretched out his hand and drew his sword.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Did he not come out against me like a thief with swords and staves? So they came at him like he was a criminal. All of this here is to be able to purchase for the ransom of his life. All this man did was teach in the temple and the synagogues and heal people and feed people. Ain't that love personified? That's all he did. When sinners came unto him, he taught the word to them because he wanted them to be saved. They hated that man for that. Do you understand how wicked of a person you have to be mad that a person is sitting down with someone who's in the error of their ways and take the time and the energy to correct them? You know how evil you got to be to want to hurt somebody to do something like that? You know how evil you got to be to talk bad about somebody who is doing something like that? Our people like that to this very day. I don't know why we think we changed. I don't know why you think the knowledge of knowing who you is some type of ticket in this man's kingdom. Don't get it twisted, though, because you ought to know who you is. You know what I'm saying? You ought to know that, but you also need to know both sides of the plate. You also need to know that you're a stubborn, stiff-necked people, but you also need to know that if you repent and live clean and believe the word, that he will set you high above every nation upon the face of this earth. You know what I'm saying? We got to have an actual desire. Let it be for their welfare. Let it be for a snare and a trap. Let that table be to cause them to stumble. We get so proud on because you came up out of something that we know is false, and that you allow the correct information to cause you to stumble and fall because you missing what the whole point of the book is about. And I'm going to let y'all know before we even get there, if it's brothers who don't believe in the Mashiach, I'm not finna sit here and argue with you about that. If you don't believe in that man, hey, that's on you. I'm not finna argue with you about that. I'm not finna go back and forth with you about that. I'm just letting that be known right now. I'm not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? You can have that conversation with somebody else. Go ahead.
Isaiah 43, verse 3. For I am Yahuwah thy Elohim, the Kodash one of Yasharal, the Savior.
The what?
The Savior.
Go ahead.
I gave Mizraim for a ransom.
He gave who?
Mizraim for a ransom.
What you think that could mean then? Because a ransom is something that buys something back, right? Didn't the master just say he was a ransom? Didn't he just say the wicked are a ransom for the righteous? So don't we would be able to look at that? Wouldn't we consider the Mizraim to be wicked? So wouldn't we sit back and consider them to be a ransom for the righteous? So wouldn't we be able to sit back and look at to see the testimony of Mashiach in that? Let's see if we can see that there. Where we want to start at? We want to start at, don't give me Exodus chapter 6, man. Oh, you didn't see that coming there?
I was thinking Joseph.
I can see that. I can see that. I can see that. I can see Joseph on that one. I can see that. Oh, they say the stream cut off. I'm definitely not aware of that. Hold on, everybody.
Will do to Pharaoh, for with a strong hand shall he let them go, and with a strong hand shall he drive them out of his land.
He'll drive him out of his land.
And Elohim spoke to Moshe and said unto him, I am Yahuwah, and I appeared unto Abraham and Isaac and to Jacob by the name of the Al Shaddai. But by my name, Yahuwah, was I not known to them. And I have also established my covenant with them to give them the land of Canaan, the land of their pilgrimage, wherein they were strangers.
They were strangers. That's good. Let's go and get to the crux of the matter. Exodus chapter 12. Exodus 12 and go and give it verse 11. Get straight to the point.
And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, and your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is Yahuwah's Passover.
And what will he do on it?
For I will pass through the land of Mizraim this night, and I will smite all the firstborn in the land of Mizraim, both man and beast.
Which what it is? The who? The firstborn.
The firstborn.
Oh man.
And against all the Elohim of Mizraim, I will execute judgment. I am Yahuwah.
Go ahead.
And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you, when I smite the land of Mizraim.
All right, that's good. What we're looking at, if you can't really sit back and see the similitude of this in the law, you see that the firstborn sons of Mizraim were offered as a sacrifice to free the children of Yasharal, did we not? So therefore, we would see the wicked being a ransom for the righteous, which is all of this is point to Yahushua HaMashiach, because he was the firstborn who ended up going into, if we lose the Greek definition of Egypt, which is bondage, right? He went into bondage because they took him and they arrested him, correct? And therefore, he became a criminal, correct? And therefore, he was offered and for a ransom for the righteous to redeem those who believe the word. And when you want to look at a ransom for the righteous, all you need to do is read Hebrews chapter 11 of all those righteous and faithful men and women who were referenced in that chapter, because we don't have the time right now to read all of that. So now we have to look at, this is the law that Yahuwah had for his people, right, to offer us up, offer them up, right, to free us. Now let's sit back and see how we handled the man. Should we look in Exodus chapter 16 and see how he loved us, but yet we didn't love him? And now he was glad. And as a matter of fact, read Micah chapter 6 verse 1 before we get to that. Because this is the part of it that I want to deal with. Is that Yahuwah himself loved us while we were in the wilderness, and we did not reciprocate that love back to us. This is sit back and show you, just because the love of Elohim is manifested does not mean that people were reciprocated. It does not mean that they were reciprocated. Because this people has a very, very strong inkling and liking to not love this man back in return. Because we gave him our whole butt to kiss. Go ahead.
Micah chapter 6, verse 1. Hear ye now what Yahuwah saith. Arise, contend thou before the mountains, and let the hills hear thy voice.
Let the hills hear your voice.
Hear ye, O mountains, Yahuwah's controversy, and ye strong foundations of the earth. For Yahuwah hath the controversy with this people, and he will plead with Yasharah.
He got a controversy with us. What is his controversy?
O my people, what have I done unto thee?
What have I done to you? Hold it. Now go to John chapter 8 and verse 44. Matter of fact, make it verse 37. Because he said, Yahuwah's asking through Micah, what have I done to you? Now let's turn around and see if the master says the same type of thing, so you can see where he began to manifest his love, what we gave to him. We're going to come right back to this Micah chapter 6, but I'm trying to get us to have an understanding how this man was willing to spend his life and did it with joy. He was glad to do it. And the more that he loved us, the less that we loved him. The same way that the more Yahuwah loved us by giving up people for us, the less we loved him. We have to understand that. Go ahead.
John chapter 8, verse 37.
Go ahead. What did he say?
I know that ye are Abraham's seed.
I know you who?
You are Abraham's seed.
But what about him?
But ye seek to kill me.
Ooh, they do what?
Seek to kill me.
So Abraham's seed seek to kill him, and if you and him, what make you think that they ain't gonna kill you? Why? Why they want to kill him? Let's see what the master say.
Because my word have no place in you.
That's why they gonna kill you. That's why they gonna kill you. Because if you actually have the word, and it's in your heart, and you in the Mashiach, and the Mashiach is in you, and you go to Abraham's seed and speak that word to them, they're going to seek to kill you because that word ain't got no place in them. That's why I'm sitting here telling you, all of our people are not ordained to be saved. There is book for this. I may have time to hit it tonight. I may not. Go ahead.
I speak that which I have seen with my father, and ye do that which ye have seen with your father.
This man is telling you all about Genesis 3 and 16. He's really going over there's the enmity between the woman's seed and the serpent seed. He's trying to tell you. Don't sit back and let nobody tell you the serpent seed is a white man because that's an idiot who you talking to. Let that be known. Whoever don't like it. You know what I'm saying? The serpent seed are those who live after the devil. You commit sin, you are the devil. Period. I don't care who you is. If my mama do it, she are the devil. If my homeboy do it, he up. If I do it, I'm of the devil. What you mean? You can't be around here committing sin and say you are Yahuwah when the book say Elohim don't commit no iniquity. How we gonna say we the sons of Elohim and commit iniquity? Now we make the body of Mashiach of sin? Elohim forbid. That's not book. That's not true. Go ahead. Come on, baby.
They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Yahushua said unto them, if ye were Abraham's children, ye would do the works of Abraham.
What were the works of Abraham? Abraham believed Yahuwah and he counted to him for righteousness. He did justice and judgment and taught his household the way of Yahuwah. The way of Yahuwah is the rock, the way to the highest that covers sins. Go ahead.
But now you seek to kill me.
They seek to what?
To kill me.
Why?
A man that have told you the truth.
So all he did was tell him the truth. That made Galatians 4 and 16. Not have I become your enemy because I tell you the truth? Oh, man. Oh, man. See, that's the funny part. You go to people who sinners, who in the world, you know what I'm saying, who have no knowledge of Elohim, and are shocked when you receive opposition from them. But you not shocked when you get it from other Hebrews? When you notice what the book say? Who was opposing Jeremiah? Was it the Gentiles? Was it Nebuchadnezzar? It wasn't Nebuchadnezzar, was it? Who threw him in jail? Who stoned Zechariah in 2 Chronicles chapter 20? We'll read that in a moment since I said it. Who killed all the prophets? Who did it? Go ahead.
Ye do the deeds of your father.
You do the deeds of who?
Your father.
Who they daddy is then?
Then said they to him, we have not been born of fornication. We have one father, even Elohim. Yahushua said unto them, if Elohim were your father, you would love me.
Whoa. If Elohim was their father, they would what?
You would love me.
So how we gonna sit back and say, this man said, they just sat back and said that y'all was their father, didn't they? He said, if he was, why you don't love me then, since I what? Proceed and came forth from him, right? Go on to give him Isaiah 51 so they can see where he get this from, why he make this statement. Because I'm going to tell you something. We know the word for law is Torah, but it also means prophetic teachings. And if you believe in Hamashiach, then you know Revelation 19 and 10 say the testimony of Yahushua is the Ruach of prophecy. So that means testifying to this man in the volume of the word is the spirit of prophesying, speaking of those things which are to come. So this man said, if Elohim was your father, you would love me because I proceed and come forth from him. What did Yeshayahu tell us in this 51st chapter, 7 verse? I don't know.
Hearken unto me.
Hearken unto what?
Hearken unto me.
Listen.
Ye that know righteousness.
Ye that know faith.
The people in whose heart is my Torah.
The people whose word is in there, that means they got the Ruach HaKadosh. See, I'm going to tell you something. Get him 2 Thessalonians 2 and 13 real fast. He say the people who law was in my heart, in their heart. Those who, he say faith come by hearing and hearing come by the word. You thinking they talking about laws? Then he say, hearken unto me, my people who know righteousness. Faith come by hearing, hearing come by the word. If you hear the word and believe the word will settle in your heart. He say, men make confession unto righteousness. We so stuck to think righteousness is the commandments. Yes, you supposed to keep them, but you don't believe the word. So when somebody tell you this, you want to kill them. You think they killed this man for keeping Sabbath and not eating pork? You thought they killed him by some fringes? Well, we can't be that stupid. Come on. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 13. Make it 10, man. Screw it.
And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness, and them that perish.
And them that what?
Perish.
Why?
Because they receive not the love of the truth.
Because they don't love the word. They don't have a love of the faith. They don't love Elohim. If to love Elohim with all your heart and all your strength and all your might is to believe in him. Go ahead.
That they might be saved. And for this cause Elohim shall send them a strong delusion.
That they should what?
That they should believe a lie.
That they might be what?
That they might all be damned.
That they might go to hell. Why?
Who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness.
See, a lot of people love to do what's wrong. I'm talking about Hebrews. I ain't talking about no people in the world. They love to do what's wrong. You around here got this man name being blasphemed amongst the Gentiles. How you gonna break your boast in the law in the same law you boasting in you don't keep? How you gonna tell somebody not to don't worship idols and you an adulterer and a liar and a thief and a whoremonger? Come on, man. Keep going.
But we are bound to give thanks always to Elohim for you.
He say, beloved of the master, we always love to give. Why we want to give thanks to Elohim? And I want to say this here, for all those who believe in the word, we definitely give thanks to Elohim for you every day. Why so, sir?
Because Elohim have from the beginning chosen you to salvation.
Chosen you to what?
Salvation.
Why?
Through the sanctification of the Ruach.
You was already set apart.
And belief of the truth.
All you got to do, go read Psalms 139 on your own time and sit back how he said this man tell you his members were already written in a book. The people that was the members of this man's body, his flesh and his bone, they was already written in the book before he was even formed. But that's a whole nother topic though. Come on.
Whereunto he called you by the gospel to the obtaining of the esteem of the master, Yahushua Mashiach.
That's good. Now come on back to where we was at. Where we was at? John chapter 8. Still holding Micah chapter 6. But it finished in John 8 though. Y'all gotta forgive me. See, I move around, man. I move around. You know what I mean? Some people don't like it, some people do. You know, it is what it is.
We at John chapter 8, verse 42.
What'd he say?
He's usually said.
Hold on, we gotta finish Isaiah 51. My apologies. We gotta finish Isaiah 51. So that should make y'all look at Isaiah 51 a little different. Because you know what it says the new covenant is. It's the word in your heart and in your inward parts. It's the Ruach HaKadosh. The new covenant is to turn us into the sons and daughters of the living Elohim. That's what it's really about. You could not become the sons and daughters of the living Elohim under the first covenant. It wasn't intended for you to become the sons and daughters of the living Elohim at that time. Until Yahushua HaMashiach, through the favor and mercy of Abba Yahuwah, was manifested in order to cause us to become that. It said he came into his own and his own received him not. But as many as received him, he gave them power to become the sons of Elohim. Not by the will of man, not by flesh, not by blood, but by Elohim. See, I'm going to tell you something. Can't no man make you a son of Elohim. Elohim's the only person who can do that. There's nothing that any one of us can do to cause someone to become a son of Elohim. He has to give a person a heart of faith to do that. That's why he say, hearken unto me, ye that know righteousness. If you know faith, if you believe the word, then you would come unto the master and the master would heal you. We don't come to the master because we don't believe the word. It shows in our behavior. It shows in how we operate. And then we like to do just what the master said in Luke chapter 16, verse 15. Ye are they that justify themselves before men, but Elohim knoweth your heart. And that which is highly esteemed among men is an abomination in the eyesight of Elohim. You have to think about that. That's heavy, ain't it? Go ahead. Isaiah 51. Tell them what verse you.
We have verse 2. No, we have verse.
Praise Yah for the word. Praise Yah for the word. The word is right. It's the only thing that can save our souls. And Baruch be the name of Yahuwah by Hashem Yahushua for it. And for those who stand on it, blessed be you. Go ahead, man.
Isaiah 51.
Verse 7.
We have verse 8.
Read 7 to him again.
All right. Hearken unto me, ye that know righteousness, the people in whose heart is my Torah. Fear ye not the reproach of men.
Don't be worried about the dishonor of men. Don't fear. No.
Neither be ye afraid of their revelings.
Don't even be afraid of the negative and evil things that they will say about you. Go ahead.
For the moth shall eat them.
That's good. I think we didn't hit the verse I wanted, though. Let me see. No. It might be verse 6. If it ain't verse 6, it's verse 3. It still worked out well, though. Pray the Lamb. Yeah, it's verse 4, man. It's verse 4 what I want. 7 was good, though. Pray the Lamb. Isaiah 51 and 4. Verse 4 was what I wanted.
Hearken unto me, my people.
Listen.
And give ear unto me.
Listen.
O my nation.
Listen.
For a law shall proceed from me.
What? A Torah shall proceed from him, right? So that means a prophecy. Instructions are going to proceed from him, right? And if Yahushua say he the way, the truth, and the life, right, and the way is the way to the highest that covers sins, then he's the instruction to get you to get the way you want to go. Because he said, I proceed and came forth from the Father. He sent me. This man's telling you this. Go ahead.
I will make my judgment to rest for a light of the people.
A light.
My righteousness is near.
It's near.
My salvation is gone forth.
It's gone forth.
And my arm shall judge the people.
His what?
His arm shall judge the people.
Go and give him John chapter 5, man. Verse 25, man. If we going to say that y'all going to judge the people, who you think that is? It surely ain't you. You know our biggest problem is that we think the book is about the children of Yasharal, and it's not. The book is about Yasharal, meaning he that had power with Elohim and with man and had prevailed. The book is about Yahushua HaMashiach and the plan of salvation that the Father Yahuwah worked through him towards us. The book is not about us. We're going to have to humble ourselves and sit our black behinds down. Why would this man write a book about the most stubborn, disobedient, faithless, stiff-necked people that ever walked the planet? That don't even make no sense. Go ahead.
John chapter 5, verse 25. Verily, verily, I say unto you, the hour is coming and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son Elohim, and they that hear shall live. For as the Father hath life in himself, so hath he given to the Son to have life in himself, and have given him authority to execute judgment. Also because
he gave him authority to do what?
Execute judgment.
Then he say, my right hand is going to judge for me, the yard going to judge? You think that's about you? You not the yard. Then he said, to whom is the arm of Yahuwah revealed, and who have believed our report? If you think the children of Yasharah the arm of Yahuwah, you have been greatly deceived. Go ahead.
Marvel not at this.
Don't be amazed.
For the hour is coming, in the which all that are in the grave shall hear his voice.
And what's going to happen?
And shall come forth, they that have done good unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil until the resurrection of damnation.
Now go on and give him 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 3. Let's see if Peter bite that up. See if this man gonna judge you. Because he just said he gonna judge the quick and the dead right there, didn't he? Let's see if Peter tell you the same thing.
For the time past in our lives may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles.
See, you know what? You know, in time past, we've been working the will of the Gentiles, and you were keeping Christmas and Thanksgiving and living like a slut, and you were living like a whoremonger. Some of y'all were homosexuals. Some of y'all were lesbians. Some of y'all were drunks. Some of y'all were drug addicts. But blessed be the name of Yahuwah B'Shem Yahushua. By his blood, he cleansed you of those things, and you don't live like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Because all us that did, I was a drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? Smoked plenty weed. Idolater, fornicator, all type of stuff. Cussed like a sailor, you know what I'm talking about? All manner of things. But you know, thank y'all for his mercy. He allowed me to hear the word. I fundamentally changed everything I was doing. I don't live like that. I don't even have a desire for that anymore. Because there has to become a time where you have mortified your members, where your temptation alone no longer desires of the flesh, but your temptations will be things that are the maintaining of your faith. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at the master, his temptations were not, ooh, look at that big booty woman over there. I sure want to do this over here and do that over there. It was the maintaining to sticking to the plan, sticking to the script. Literally. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to avenge himself. Not striving and all of these other things which were temptations of faith. Because there has to become a time where the temptations of our flesh, that we'd have been mortified our members and have no desire to fulfill those lusts. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about no babes who just started dealing with the word. If we've been dealing with the word 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, and you still around here got a problem lusting after women and things like that, you need to assess yourself. Because you've been doing it way too long to be having them type of problems. Would you agree? I ain't talking about somebody got 6 months or a year or two. Once you hit the 5-year mark of walking with this man, your flesh should be good and dead. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nowhere in the world you married and you think about cheating on your wife. You've been in the word 12, 15 years. Clearly, this word ain't did nothing for your brain. Clearly. And you know, they wanted to kill him for talking to him like that, didn't it? That's one of the things they wanted to kill him for. Because the book say open rebuke is better than secret love. So then you get mad because somebody tell you the word and the word cut you. Because there's plenty of time the master said stuff to the Pharisees and they were like, they thought he was talking about him. He didn't even call their name, did he? He said it straight and they preached that word to their face, though, didn't they? They were mad. They said, we're going to kill this nigga. Am I lying? That's what happened in Luke chapter 12, Luke chapter 11, and every time he hit him, he just spoke a parable to him. Let's see if this stupid nigga catch it. They go to catch it, and now they want to kill him. Now think about that. Think about that. I ain't talking about these people talking about, oh, they want to kill us for preaching the word on the street corner. Of course, people going to want to put their hands on you when you purposely antagonize them. What do you expect them to do? They sinners. They have no self-control over their flesh. You can't be around here purposely disrespecting people and think they ain't going to go upside your head. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's common sense. But how about you just stand on the word and just preach the word and manifest what the word say and see how quickly people don't listen to you or don't like you or want to be around you. Niggas think somebody don't like them. They don't care nothing because you don't eat no pork chop. That nigga finna go to the house and make him a fat ham sandwich. And be like, that nigga that tripping. Pass the mustard. Then they don't care nothing about you because you talking about he eating a honey baked ham. He don't care. No people don't care nothing. You talking about Christmas is pagan. They don't care. I'm still finna go put this gift up under this tree. You know what I'm saying? Go to manifest to a brew how he living that ain't right. And see how quick you get some opposition. See how fast he want to hurt you. Because he know that he's supposed to be walking in this and you telling him he ain't right. That's one thing I noticed, and I'm going to say it here for everybody here. I know the boy Hebrews don't like the chunk of the Hebrews, boy. I seen that there, boy. We got some real live hypocrisy with that. We so quick to call Christians false prophets, won't call a Hebrew now. We so quick to point out sins and other people won't point out no Hebrews on. We give them a pad, turn our head to it. Ain't that what we do? We turn our head to it. See, he out here pushing the truth, brother. See, we can't be tearing down. And man, Hamashiach would have never did that. He would have said, woe unto you, you hypocrite. That's what he would have did. That's why ain't nobody hating y'all trying to do nothing to you because you're too weak to tell them nigga he wicked. When did Hamashiach ever hesitate? Did he hesitate? He ain't never hesitate. Why we hesitate? Huh? Everybody, Master ain't say you everybody don't make no mistake. He sat back and said, we ain't talking about the common people now. We ain't talking about the common people. We talking about the people who supposed to have been leading the people, showing them the way to go. That's out here condemning the people and pointing fingers at the people. Won't nobody call them wicked. Oh, it's a pass. It's, he pushing the truth, so it don't matter. That's hypocrisy. And the master called these people out for their hypocrisy. He said they seek to enter into, he said they not seeking to enter into the kingdom of Shamahim and are not allowing other people to enter in. And they make land to and fro to make one proselyte, and he too far more the child of hell than they are. But see, don't nobody like to say that because we always got these cop-outs and excuses for wicked men. Why? The master didn't make none. The prophets didn't make no excuses for these niggas. So why we do it? We won't make no excuse for no. Niggas was quick to say something about Eddie Long. What about some of these wicked Hebrew pastors that's doing the same thing? You won't say nothing about them? Because you know some of these niggas around here living foul, touching on people they ain't got no business touching on, and you ain't gonna say nothing. You ain't got no business. We ain't giving Eddie Long nasty behind no pass either. Please let that be known. That nigga's disgusting. But these Hebrew niggas just as disgusting if they doing the same thing. And if you ain't say nothing, you just as complicit and you deserve the same reward that wicked bastard gonna get for being quiet. Go ahead, bro. Yeah, 1 Peter 4:3. I'm just letting it be known. I don't care who don't like it. Take it up with you.
For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles when we walked in lasciviousness,
Yes, sir.
lust,
Yes, sir.
excess of wine,
Yes, sir.
revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatry,
Yes, sir.
wherein they think it strange that we not run with them in the same access of riot,
You know, people gonna look at you funny because you don't want to go do the stuff you used to go do with them. Go ahead.
speaking evil of
Speaking what?
you. Evil of you.
Oh, man, why?
Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead?
The quick and the dead, right? Go ahead.
For this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead.
That are who?
That are dead.
Why?
That they might be judged according to men in the flesh,
But do what?
but live according to Elohim and the Ruach.
So he talking about preaching to the spirits in prison. I don't have time to go over that. But if you want to know where that's at, check Deuteronomy chapter 11 out when he says, speak this word when you rise up, right? And when you lay down. Because the master had to go preach to the spirits in prison. How else is he going to be a ransom for the righteous? Don't you realize Abraham was righteous? Don't you realize Isaac was righteous? Don't you realize Jacob was righteous? There's other places that speak of him preaching to the spirits in prison too. Go check out Joseph and see if he wasn't preaching the word while he was in prison. You think that's just a story about him manifesting a vision in prison? It's many other locations. That's if you believe the whole book's about Yahushua. If you don't, then I'm just speaking gibberish. Come on back to where you was at. Finish it, John chapter 8. We still holding Micah chapter 6. Praise the Lamb for the word. We got to get ready to wrap it up, man. It's about 8:25. We've been going not too long. I know we got a little bit of time, but I ain't trying to keep everybody up all night, though. Come on, man.
We're at John chapter 8.
What verse you start at? You in verse 43.
About them.
Read 42, though.
It said, you just said, if Elohim were your father, you would love me.
You would love me.
For I proceeded forth and came from Elohim.
I came from
Neither came I of myself, but he sent me.
He sent me.
Why do you not understand my speech?
Why do you not understand my speech?
Even because you cannot hear my words.
Because you can't, then we just sit there hearken. You can't hear because righteousness not in your ears and the law is not in your heart. That's why you can't hear. Go ahead.
Ye are of your father the adversary.
Yo, Satan, your daddy.
The lust of your father you will do.
And you going to do what Satan like to do. What does Satan like to do?
He was a murderer from the beginning.
He was a murderer from the
And
beginning.
abode not in truth.
He didn't abode in the faith.
Because there is no truth in
Because
him.
ain't no faith in him.
When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own.
That's why the master telling these people this here. Because you got to remember, speaking in Hebrew, he would have said a mark, wouldn't he? They would have known what he meant when he said truth. They would have known that he meant there wasn't no faith in him. Stop playing on that door. Go ahead. Come here, man. Come on, man.
When he speak a lie, he speaketh of his own. For he is a liar and the father of it. And because I tell you the truth, you believe me not. Which of you convinced me of your sin?
Ain't that what we just seen? And Michael, which one of y'all convinced me of a sin? He said he got a controversy with you. Which one of us gonna convict this man of a sin? Go ahead.
And if I say the truth, why do ye not believe me?
So if he telling us the truth, why we don't believe him? Go ahead.
He that is of Elohim hear Elohim's words.
If you of Elohim, you gonna hear his words.
Ye therefore hear them not, because ye are not of Elohim.
That's what Isaiah just told us, didn't he? Go ahead. So if you know if you not of Elohim, you're not gonna hear his words, right? Which would mean you be the serpent seed, right? Which mean you gonna kill him. Go ahead.
Then answered the Yahudim and said unto him, Say we not well that thou art a Samaritan,
And thou has a what?
and thou hast a demon?
Woo.
Yahushua answered, I have not a demon, but I honor my Father, and ye do dishonor me.
Go ahead.
And I seek not that own esteem, There is one that seeketh and judgeth.
Mm-hmm.
Verily, verily, I say unto you,
What's that?
if a man keep my saying,
He shall what?
never see death.
Never see death. Go ahead back to Micah chapter 6, man. We stop it right there. Because you know what he told him. He said, man, I know him. He said, if I was to say I know him not, I'd be a liar like y'all. It's a lot of us be out here lying. Talking about we know this man. But our actions belie us and show that we don't. You know what I'm saying? Well, we really have to, I'm going to just be honest with you, what our people need to do, the two main things that we really in a New York minute need to increase is the righteous obedience of faith. That our faith need to be increased. Therefore, when your faith is increased, your obedience will be increased. These two things go hand in hand. So I'm going to tell you something. The law does not produce faith. And if you think that it does, you are sadly mistaken. But faith in Elohim will produce adherence to the law, though. I guarantee you that. If you believe it, because I've seen people who kept the law, but they didn't believe. And after a period of time, they fell off from the word because that faith wasn't in their heart. Therefore, they was not going to hold on and endure through temptation and stand firm on the word because their faith was not where it should have been or was not present at all. But I've seen men who believed the word, and when they were tempted and they were tried, they held firm to the word because their faith was their resolution versus Sabbath and no pork. Do you know what I'm saying? Their faith is what caused them to keep Sabbath and not eat pork and not be tempted to sleep with a woman or not be tempted to get high or not be tempted to get drunk or not be tempted to commit violence or anything else that's contrary to sound doctrine and Kadeshness. If ain't nobody never told you that before, I'm sitting there telling you now, the law does not produce faith because your ancestors were not delivered out of Mizraim by no law, statutes, and commandment. They were delivered by the faith in Elohim by placing the blood of the lamb on that doorpost. That's what delivered them. And that's what's going to deliver us. They were supposed to believe, and then they got the instructions. See, what's messing us up is we getting the instructions, but you're not getting the faith. So the instructions are not going to profit you at all because you're doing it backwards. You got to get the faith first. You know what I'm saying? Abraham got the faith first and then the instructions. You got to get the faith first. Or the instructions are going to be vain for you. You're not going to hold on. You're not going to hold on. I'm telling you this from personal experience watching that. You will not hold on. Some of you may be thinking right now, that's why I've been struggling with certain things. Because my faith has not been increased. That's not what was given unto me. You were given instructions. They will not profit you when it comes to enduring temptation. Go ahead, bro. Read Micah chapter 6 from the top.
Hear ye now what Yahuwah saith. Arise, contend thou before the mountains, and let the hills hear thy voice.
Mm-hmm.
Hear ye, O mountains, Yahuwah's controversy.
What is his controversy?
And ye strong foundations of the earth.
You strong
For
foundations.
Yahuwah hath the controversy with his people.
What is that controversy, sir?
And he will plead with Yasharal.
He will what?
Plead with Yasharal.
What else he gonna do?
O my people, what have I done unto thee?
What have I done to you?
And wherein have I wearied thee?
Where did I weary you?
Testify against me.
Tell it.
For I have brought thee up out of the land of Mizraim.
So I saved you from Mizraim. Hold on. Because were you not moaning and groaning to leave? Are you not moaning and groaning to leave America and everywhere else where you've been scattered? He say, that's what I did. Now he's manifesting his love for you. Matter of fact, since I said that, get him Deuteronomy chapter 7, man. Pick it up probably about verse 5. Deuteronomy 7:5, just so you can hear from Yahuwah's mouth. I ain't gonna quote him. You can hear from his mouth. This man is about to tell you in this Micah chapter 6 the love that he showed unto us. And look what we gave him back in return. Our butts to kiss.
But thus shall ye deal with them. He said 7.
Yeah, 75.
But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars, break down their images, and cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire. For thou art a Kadash people, and of Yahuwah Elohim. And Yahuwah thy Elohim hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all that are upon the face of the earth.
Yes, sir.
Yahuwah did not set his love upon you.
He didn't do what?
Did not set his love upon you.
Why?
Nor choose you.
Why?
Because thou were more in number than any people.
Why did he do it?
For ye were the fewest of all. But because Yahuwah loved you.
Love who?
He loved you.
Why did he love us?
And because he would keep the oath that he had sworn unto your fathers. Have Yahuwah brought ye out with the mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen? from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Mizraim?
Now stop. So he said he loved us. So because he loved us, he gave men for us, didn't he? Go back and finish that Isaiah 43 so we can see that before we come to Micah chapter 6. I got to get ready to tie all this stuff in together and make it all make sense. It's about time to wrap him up.
Isaiah 43.
Yeah, stop where you start that verse from. He coming right back to Micah chapter 6. We got to tie everything up with a nice clean bow on the top. We went to Deuteronomy 7 for y'all to say that he loved you. And now we're going to read in Micah chapter 6 the manifestations of his love and what he did and what we gave him back in return. Go ahead.
Since thou was precious in my sight, thou hast been honorable, and I have loved thee.
I have loved thee.
Therefore I will give men for thee.
Men for thee. Did he not give the Egyptians for us?
And people for thy life.
People for thy life. And that's what he did in Egypt. Now let's come back to Micah chapter 6 and let's see how more people he gave for us and men he gave for our life because he loved us. Go ahead. Read the verse you stopped at again from the top.
Verse 4.
Micah chapter 6 verse 4.
For I brought thee out of the land of Mizraim and redeemed thee out of the house of servants.
We know how he did that by offering up the firstborn, right? We read that in Exodus 12. It's a similitude of him giving up the master for us. Go ahead.
And I sent before thee Moshe, Aharon, and Miriam. O my people, remember now that Balak, king of Moab.
You don't remember Balak, king of Moab, people? What did he do?
He consulted.
And what did he do?
And what Balaam the son of Beor answered him for Shittim.
You know the king of Moab wanted you to be killed, didn't he? He hired a man to curse you. But what did y'all do to him, though? Go ahead.
That ye may know the righteousness of Yahuwah. Wherewith shall I come before Yahuwah and bow myself before Elohim.
Do y'all not real? Didn't he give up? Didn't he take out 10 kings for us? Did he not rain manna down from Shamahim for us? Did he not give us quails? Did he not give us water out of a rock? Does not Deuteronomy chapter 7 state, or Deuteronomy chapter 4, my apologies, does that not state that our feet did not swell, nor did our garments wax old? But yet we didn't love him for all of that, did we? But yet we murmured and complained for all of that, didn't we? Though when we seen the promised land in Numbers chapter 13, we gave an evil report on it, didn't we? How much more can the man say? The man said, I'm giving you a land which you did not till. You did not plant these vineyards, yet they're yours. You did not dig these wells, yet they're yours. You did not build these houses, yet they're yours. What more love did this man have to show us? And what love did we give him back but by being disbelieving and tempting this man on every corner? 1 Corinthians chapter 10, man, verse 1. Because just for time's sake, see, we could go through the law. We'd be here all night on this, wouldn't we? All night. So you could sit back and see this man loved us on every corner. And he was willing to spend and be spent. He spent the manna from Shamahim. He spent the quails. He spent the water out the rock. He spent men's lives for us. And we still didn't love him. The more he loved us, the less we loved him. And then when you turn around and you bring that to Hamashiach, what did he do? He came. What did he do? He healed the sick. He healed the blind. He unstopped the ears of the deaf and opened the mouths of the dumb, fed the hungry, preached to sinners, laid his life up on the tree, and we loved him less for it. We have to understand this, that the more that the love of Elohim is present in us, the less that we will be loved. Because if it happened to Elohim himself, right, the Father and the Son, what you think gonna happen to you? You think that's just going to skip over you? Then truly you couldn't be in Yahushua HaMashiach if you believe that. Come on.
1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 1.
What it say?
Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant.
Don't be ignorant.
How that all our fathers were under the cloud.
Under the cloud.
And all passed through the sea.
And that sea is those same waters, which is danger and violence, because you should have known when we mentioned that, was not Pharaoh coming with danger and violence while you were passing through the sea? And what happened to him? He took them men's lives for you. Go ahead.
And were all baptized into Mashiach in the cloud and in the sea.
And in the sea.
And did all eat the same spiritual meat. And did all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of the spiritual rock that followed them.
And that rock is who?
The rock is Mashiach.
And what else?
But with many of them, Elohim was not well pleased.
Who was he not pleased with?
For they were overthrown in the wilderness.
Why?
Now these things were our examples.
Our examples.
To the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted.
That's what we have to sit back and remember. We should remember that we look at these things and we forget that these things were written for our learning, for what us not to do. That we should learn not to follow that example. The Master said himself in Matthew 15, quoting, Ezekiel 33, Psalm 78 and Isaiah 29, that this people show much love with their mouth, but their heart is far from me, because their heart go after their covetousness. See this people right here? We love to say how much we love Yahuwah, but our hearts are not with him. Our hearts are not steadfast in his covenant. And it be manifested in our actions. Because we shouldn't have to tell this man how much we love him. We should be showing this man how much we love him. Therefore, it would be showed through by everyone we come across. Go ahead, bro. No, go ahead. I think it's one more thing.
Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them.
You know what? You know what an idolatry is? Y'all think it's just because they were worshiping a golden calf? Some of them were idolaters because they were rebellious and stubborn. 1 Samuel 15:23 says stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. To do what you want to do is the same as, get them Philippians 3:17. I go ahead and give you an extra one on general principle. Philippians 3:17. So you need to remember something. In Psalms 39, if I'm not mistaken, it said they rewarded him evil for good. That Hebrew word for rewarded equates to violence. It equates to violence. Let me make sure that's Psalms 39, because I don't want to quote the man wrong. Then somebody be like, oh, that he lied. He lied. Black people like to do stuff like that. Go ahead, man.
Philippians chapter 3, verse 17.
Verse 17.
Brethren, be followers together of me, and mark them which walk also as ye have us for an example. For many walk, of whom I have told you often. And now tell you even weeping, that they are the enemies of the cross of the Mashiach.
There are a lot of people who are enemies of those who practice self-denial. The man told you in Luke chapter 9, verse 23, take up your stake and follow me. He said, he that suffered in the flesh cease from sin. He said, let us have the same mind of a Mashiach, for he suffered in the flesh. He that suffered in the flesh cease from sin. You got people who are enemies of that. If we're going to take hold of what Romans chapter 6 said about how we are immersed in his death and made like unto his resurrection through immersion, that we're supposed to realize when you got immersed that was supposed to be symbolic of you being crucified and therefore dying to your flesh and dying to sin. There are many people who are enemies of that, who will tell you it's okay to sin, that there's nothing wrong with it, that you will always do it. Those people are not of Elohim. Yahushua HaMashiach did not teach that. The prophets did not teach that. The apostles did not teach that. This book does not teach that. He said he did not call us unto uncleanliness, but unto Kadash. He said in Titus that he taught us to deny ungodliness. You have not so learned Mashiach walking in that. That's what the book say. Take it up with you or don't take it up with me. Come on. Philippians 3:17, where you at?
It said, whose end is destruction?
Who end is what?
Destruction.
And they what?
Whose Elohim is their belly.
Who God is their belly.
And their esteem is their shame.
Their esteem is their shame. Why?
Who mind earthly things.
Why does this book say they God is? Why does Paul say they God is their belly? Who they God is, sir? Tell them who they God is.
For our conversation is
somebody. Who does they God? He say their God is their belly. Their God is the adversary. Go read Genesis 3:14. He was cursed to go about on what? On his belly. The master just told you in John 8:44, your fathers are the devil. Of course, if you are enemy of the stake and the lust of your father ye will do, then your God is your belly. Your God is Satan. To whom you yield your member servants to obey is to whom you obey, whether it be sin unto death or righteousness unto life. So, of course, if you are enemy of the stake, you're going to be enemies of those who are Yahuwah, and the more they love you, the more you're going to hate them. This whole book testified this man's sufferings. You know, we can see an example of that. I was going to go through that tonight, but he just didn't take me in that direction. When you look at King David, all King David did was love Saul, didn't he? And the more King David loved Saul, the more Saul wanted to kill him, didn't he? But he loved him, though, didn't he? And Saul sought to kill him on every corner. But you know what King David did? King David did what the book say, what the master said. He loved his enemies and prayed for them that despitefully used him. Because he know vengeance belongeth to Yahuwah. He shall repay. He know that he will overcome evil with good. He manifested the love of Elohim to overcome him, because just like our father Jacob was proved by his righteousness, so shall you be. There's no need for you to defend yourself against the wicked. Yahuwah will vindicate you if you trust in him. David could have easily killed Saul on numerous occasions. Didn't do it. No, this man was his enemy. All he did was love him. All David was evil spoken of by Saul, didn't it? But on his part, Yahuwah was esteemed. All this stuff be right there in the book. If we actually look at it and examine it, we see everything Hamashiach talking about. We think love your enemies is just some Christian stuff, some stuff he just pulled out his butthole. That stuff in the law. That stuff in the book. Moses loved his enemies. You seen him love Korah, and you didn't see him go after to kill Korah and did it. He said, man, if I don't be son of Yahuwah, let Yahuwah deal with you, didn't he? And Yahuwah swallowed them up. Because look at Moses. He redeemed the people. He did all the things. He worked all these miracles. He did all of these things, and they hated him. He take too much on himself. He think he this. He think he that. These people want to do. These people are ready to run an insurrection on this man. What evil did Moses do to the people? All he did was love them. We overlook stuff like that, don't we? We don't sit back and see that. Man, I'm tell you something, right? To be a man of Elohim is a lonely life. It's a lonely life, meaning you're not going to have many people on your side, because not many people are on Yahuwah's side. Where you at, man? Are you good in that? Come on back to where we was at before. Girl, what you doing? Why? Are you finna go home? Where you was at? We good in Michael. We good in Isaiah. You was somewhere else before we went to funeral. No, we've been done with all that. What was you reading before we asked Philippians chapter 3? Yeah, come on with it. I don't think we was in Thessalonians neither. Don't give him John 15 and 20. John 15 and 20. I'm old, man. Y'all gotta forgive me. I may look young, but I ain't as young as I look like.
John chapter 15, verse 20.
Make it 19. Matter of fact, just go on and make it 17. John 15 and 17.
These things I command you, that ye love one another.
Mm-hmm.
If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you.
Mm-hmm.
If you were of the world would love his own.
Mm-hmm.
But because you are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the word that I have said unto you.
Mm-hmm.
The servant is not greater than his master. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you.
Mm-hmm.
If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also.
They will keep yours also. Go ahead.
But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake,
Mm-hmm.
because they know not him that sent me.
They don't know him that sent me.
If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin.
Mm-hmm.
But now they have no cloak for their sin.
Mm-hmm.
He that hateth me, hateth my Father also.
Mm-hmm.
If I had not done among them the works which none other man did, they had not had sin.
They had not had sin.
But now have they both seen and hated both me and my Father.
Mm.
But this cometh to pass, that the word might be fulfilled that is written in their Torah. They hated me without a cause.
Wow. Wow.
Get your stuff and bring it to the front door.
So all he did was just love him, and they hated him for it. The more he loved these people, the more they hated him. Then. Let's look at Matthew chapter 26, about verse 16.
What are you doing?
See what that says. Matter of fact, get John chapter 11, verse 54.
John chapter 11, verse 54. Yahushua therefore walked no more openly among the Yahudim, but went thence into the country
Okay,
near,
back it up to 50 then. I went a little too low.
nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people,
Why should one man die for the people?
and that the whole nation perish not.
That the whole nation perish not.
And thus spake he not of himself, But being high priest that year, he prophesied that Yahushua should die for that nation also.
Mm-hmm.
And not that nation only, but that also he should gather together the children of Elohim that were scattered abroad.
Mm.
Then from that day forth they took counsel together for to put him to death.
Just look at Matthew 26:1. Like, for what reason did they want? What did this man do? Like, we were talking about this last week and we were clowning about it, but and being in all seriousness, like Pilate ain't want absolutely nothing to do with that, and he would let it be known real quick. Like, what? No, I ain't got nothing to do with this here, man. This man ain't did nothing wrong. I ain't got nothing to do with this here. I ain't got no beef with this man. Please, man, up on high that control everything. Please know that I ain't had nothing to do with this. And we're gonna hear what your ancestors said. Let's read Matthew 26:1. Let's see what these people plotting.
And it came to pass when Yahushua had finished all these sayings, he said unto his disciples, Ye know that after 2 days is the feast of the Passover, and the Son of Man is betrayed and crucified. Then assembled together the chief priests and scribes and elders of the people unto the palace of the high priest, who was called Caiaphas.
Mm-hmm.
And he consulted that they might take Yahushua by subtlety
And what?
and kill him.
Same way they consulted, the serpent consulted to take Eve by subtlety and kill her. Because he's a murderer from the beginning. Drop it down to verse, what, by 20, what we want. We're going to get on to what they were eating, man. Get on to it.
Now when they was even had come, he sat with the 12. And as they did eat, he said, Verily I say unto you that one shall betray me.
One shall what?
Betray me.
What else?
And they were exceedingly sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Master, is it I?
Like I said before, and the psalm escapes me, but it says that they rewarded me evil for good, right? All Hamashiach did was do good. All he did was love the people. Matter of fact, since I said that, Acts chapter 10 and verse 40. Make it 36.
It says, Him Elohim raised up the 3rd day, and showed him openly. Not to all.
Go and make it 33. Tell me what 33 says.
Immediately therefore I sent to thee, and thou hast well done, that thou art come.
Mm-hmm.
Now therefore are we all here present before Elohim,
Mm-hmm.
to hear all things that are commanded thee of Elohim.
Mm-hmm.
Then Peter opened his mouth and said,
What'd he say?
Of a truth I perceive that Elohim is no respecter of persons.
He's no what?
Respecter of
He's
persons.
no what?
Respecter of persons.
So we need to stop that. You going to hell behind that. Go ahead.
But in every nation, he that feareth him and
Every who?
Every nation.
That's what the book say. That ain't what I say. Go ahead.
He that feareth
That
him
fear him
and worketh righteousness
and do what's right.
is accepted with
That
him.
man gonna accept whoever. Don't let nobody lie to you. That's what the book say. That ain't what I say. Go ahead.
And the word which Elohim sent unto the children of Yasharal, preaching shalom by Yahushua HaMashiach.
Mm-hmm.
That word I say ye know, which was published throughout all Yehuda,
Mm-hmm.
and began from Galilee,
Mm-hmm.
after the baptism of John preached.
Mm-hmm.
How Elohim anointed Yahushua of Nazareth with the Ruach HaKodesh and with power.
And with what?
With power.
Go ahead.
Who went about doing good.
Doing what?
Doing good.
And they rewarded him evil for good.
And healing all that were oppressed of the adversary.
And not only was he healing those who were oppressed by the adversary, whether it was through issues of blood or being vexed with an evil spirit or being deaf or being dumb or being blind, because surely oppression make a wise man mad, right? You know what I'm saying? But you were also being oppressed by the devil because of sin. And he was coming to heal the people from sin. Remember what he said, if I would not have came, they would have had no cloak for their sin. He said, if the Son shall set you free, you shall be free indeed. If you needed to be set free, it's because you were being oppressed by something. The same way that he set you free from Misraim or Egypt because you were being oppressed. And we miss that. So when you come to, it's just like in the book of Acts when they came to free the girl who was under the power of an unclean spirit. And those men of Ephesians were mad because they said we were going to lose our gains because of the divination that they were under, because they wanted to keep her oppressed under sin. The same way we read in 1 Peter where it said that They speak evil of you when you don't run to the same excess of riot. See, when you begin to speak against sin and to move away from sin and to be free from the oppression of sinners, transgressors, and unbelievers, they get upset with those who are seeking to free you, and therefore they want to injure you, like Pharaoh wanted to kill you when you were leaving up out of Mizraim. And this is why people want to kill you. This is why they wanted to kill the master, because he was freeing the people from their sins, which would mean you would no longer be under the oppression of wicked, evil, sinful, hypocritical men. Therefore, they will hate you. See, I'm going to tell y'all something. When you begin the Mashiach and the Mashiach be in you, we're going to read it in a minute anyway. I'm going to just wait. Go ahead, sir. I'm going to just wait.
How we have verse 39 of Acts 10.
Mm-hmm.
And we are witnesses of all things which he did, both in the land of the Yahudim and in Jerusalem, whom they slew and hanged on a tree.
Mm-hmm.
And Elohim raised him the third day and showed him openly, not to all the people, but unto witness chosen.
Remember, because
Elohim.
the wicked was given as a ransom for the righteous, or the criminal, or the Rasha. He was given for the righteous. A criminal had to be given. This man, the just for the unjust. Who would do that? You know what manner of love that is? You know what manner of love it is to take disrespect from the very people who you come for to serve and to love, and they disrespect you and throw manner of dirt on your name? And that man took all of that because he loved us, right? Before I get ready to conclude, I ain't have you hold nothing other than that. Give me 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 4. After 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 4, Luke chapter 6, verse 25. Don't be so quick to think we're going to Luke chapter 6, verse 25, because there's some things cycling through my head in this 1 Timothy chapter 2 already that I got to touch to show you that the more that he was loved, the more he loved, the less he was loved, but yet he still continued to love even in the midst of not being loved in return.
For there is one Elohim, and one mediator between Elohim and men, that being Yahushua Mashiach, who gave himself a ransom.
Gave himself a what?
A ransom.
We've been talking about that ransom all night, ain't Come on.
For all.
For all.
To be testified in due time.
In due time.
Whereunto I am ordained a preacher and an apostle. I speak the truth in the Mashiach and lie not.
I don't tell you no lies.
A teacher of the Gentiles in faith and verily.
And truth.
I will therefore that men pray everywhere.
With what?
Lifting up Kadash hands.
Let's see the master doing that. Luke chapter 23 and verse 33. Let's see if he made prayer on your behalf was he was answering up himself as a ransom. And let's see if we can see the love of Elohim even in the midst of that when we referring to long suffering and even praying for your enemies, since you wanted to reward him evil for good. Because that man didn't do anything wrong and we rewarded him evil. Oh yeah, we got to read Matthew 27 with our wicked ancestors and what they said. So before we read Luke 6 and 25, we're going to hit Matthew 27 and then 1 Thessalonians chapter 2 by verse 14. But right now we finna hit, where was it? Luke 23 and verse 33. Make it 30. Make it Luke 23 and 30. Let's see what that says.
Then shall they begin to say to the mountains, fall on us.
Okay, give me 33. We got to get to it.
And then they will come to the place which is called Calvary.
Yep.
There they crucify him.
Yep.
And the malefactor, one on the right hand and the other on the left. Then said Yahushua,
what did he say?
Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
If you know that this man's hands were pierced, you know that his hands were spread forth with Kadesh's hands making prayer towards the Father, right? He asked them, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. In the midst of us not loving him, he still loved us because he loved us enough to ask that our sins be forgiven. Did he not? Which is manifesting the love of Elohim, which is long-suffering, which is taking injury with patience. You know, we don't have a lot of long-suffering because we love to snap on people when they do us wrong, knowing that Yahuwah had long-suffering with us all when we were caught up in our iniquity and our sins, when he could have killed us a long time ago. But yet he chose not to do that. You know what I'm saying? Yet he still chose to have long suffering towards us that we might come unto repentance. So therefore we ought to be manifesting that as well if we say that the love of Elohim would rest in our hearts, or if we speak about the fruits of the Ruach and things of that nature. But I don't think we like to do that because we don't have that same love, mercy, and compassion that Elohim has as we like to profess. Come on and give me what I mentioned to you. Yeah, but go ahead and give me first. Give me Matthew chapter 27. Pick me up about verse 33 because we got this almost 9 o'clock. You know, I praise Yah by way of Yahushua HaMashiach. We definitely thank Brother Sal for the opportunity to slide through here. Pray the word was beneficial to anyone who heard it. Hope it assisted them. And either way it go, this word was preached for one or two things, either for your salvation or your damnation. And that's only up to you. No other person can control that. Matthew 27 and 30. Listen.
And when they were come unto the place called Golgotha, that is to say, the place of a skull, they gave him vinegar to drink, mingled with gall. And when he had tasted thereof, he would not drink.
Am I too high? I think I'm too high. We wanted where they screamed out, let his blood be on our children's children. We might need about verse 25.
Yeah.
Matthew 27 and 25.
Yeah, just to let y'all know, we have like about 2 minutes in the air, people. We have 2 minutes in the air, so we're going to catch the overtime part of the show. You have to call in via phone or via Skype. 319-527-6239. Okay.
All right. Matthew 27, 25.
Then answered all the people and said, his blood be on our children.
Make it about 22 minutes.
Pilate said unto them, what shall I do then with Yahushua, which is called the Mashiach? They all say unto him, let him be crucified.
Let him be crucified.
And the governor said, why that evil hath he done?
What evil have he done?
But they cry out the more, saying, let him be crucified.
Let him be what?
Crucified.
Go ahead.
When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but took rather a tumult, but that rather a tumult was made, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just person.
See ye to it.
See ye to it.
Go ahead.
Then answered all the people and said, his blood be on us and our children.
Oh, that's good. All he did was shed his blood for all his love. Because we supposed to finish Matthew 27. What we was reading in Matthew 26 was where he say, take, eat. This is my body, and take, drink. This is the blood shed for many for the remission of sins for the new covenant. To show that how he was willing to be spent and to be spent. That he was willing to spend his life for our sake. And that the more abundantly that he loved us, the less that we were going to love him. And that's exactly what happened to Yahushua HaMashiach. That's exactly what we did to Abba Yahuwah in the wilderness. And that's exactly what's going to happen unto us when we dwell in the Mashiach and the Mashiach dwell in us. 1 Thessalonians 2 and 14, we did get straight to the point. And then Luke chapter 6, verse 25. I know for some of y'all, you may have been aware of this, and some people may have not. But we know John 16 said that he that killeth you would think he do Elohim service, and they will put you out of the synagogues. Yahudim resort in the synagogues. Don't get to take because them so-called Jewish people hanging out in them. We talking about where the Yahudim gather, where the so-called Negro gather. But those so-called those who know that they are the seed of Yasharal and profess to be believers in Yahuwah Ba'ashem Yahusha gather, they gonna hate you. They gonna kill you. You have not seen that yet. That's why it's not a tangible reality. That's why people don't talk about it. Because you haven't seen it. Because rightfully so, you would anticipate that white people kill you in America because that's who's killing you. Or Arabs will kill you. Because that's who hates you and despise you. These are the people who are doing you harm and oppressing you. So it's quite natural that you would look unto them and think that they would be the ones to oppress you for the word. But it's going to be your own people. That's the history of Yasharal. We need to examine the scriptures and actually see that. It wasn't no strangers that would persecute and hate Job. It was his own friends. The people that'll do you the most damage are never people from the outside. It's always going to be the people who are closest unto you. That wasn't an outsider that turned the Mashiach over. That was Judas. He was the talebearer. He was the informer. He was the slanderer. Come on.
1 Thessalonians
2 and 14.
For ye brethren became followers of the assemblies of Elohim which are in Yehuda, are in the Mashiach Yahushua.
Yeah.
For ye also have suffered like things of your own countrymen.
What did they suffer?
Even as they have of the Yahudim.
What did they do?
Who both killed our master Yahushua and their own prophets.
And their own prophets.
And persecuted us. And they pleased not Elohim.
Now, we didn't have the time to read it. Like, y'all know it wasn't no Gentiles who took an oath that they wouldn't eat till Paul was dead. That wasn't Gentiles who stoned Paul in Antioch. Then was Yahudim who did that. All he did was preach the word and love these people, and they wanted to kill him for it. They wanted to kill him for it. That wasn't a stranger that killed Abel. That was his own brother. Luke chapter 6, verse 25, man. Or 22, actually. And then verse 26, well, we'll just get that. Luke 6 and 22.
Baruch are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil, for the Son of Man's sake. Rejoice ye in that day, and leap for joy. For behold, your reward is great in Shamaim. For in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets.
Verse 26.
Woe unto you when all men speak well of you.
Destruction unto you when all men speak well of you.
For so did the fathers do to the false prophets.
We would say hallelujah for Yahusha in the word. We appreciate Brother Side. We stop it right there. Appreciate Will for assisting us this evening. And Side, you can take it from here, man. That's what we do.
Alright, family. I know you guys took down your notes and were edified by the lesson, powerful lesson. The more abundantly I love you, the less I be loved. Again, this show is archives. If they part of the show, you know, let's go back to the archives and go check it out. But for now, anybody have any questions or comments? Overtime part of the show, so all you gotta do is press number 1. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to press number 1. This is your time to ask your questions or comments. If not, you can pretty much get the last words from Dwayne Martin. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do, of course, I'm going to attach all the links to his websites, YouTube page, things of that nature for those who want to reach out to them and, ask any further questions or want to be a part of his congregation. If you're nearby in his area, you can actually wake up with the brother and meet up with him. But I don't see anybody else pressing number 1 at this time. Dwayne Martin, last words.
All right, well, we definitely give all praise, esteem, and honor to the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua for the word, for repentance, for opportunity of salvation, for the Ruach HaKadosh, for the blood of the Lamb. Blessings to all the house of Yasharah, to the Yahudim first, and all the heathens and who serve and fear him in truth in the four corners of the earth. All the synagogues and assemblies of Yahuwah, all his servants that preach the word, that stand on it, to everybody that's seeking to save their soul. We love you. Stay strong. Stay firm in the face of all adversity, face of all temptation, all tribulation. And just, keep your mind focused on the things on the Shamahim and not the things that's on the Arats, the things are in heaven and not the things that's on the earth. And maintain and stand firm on the word and get your faith strengthened and increased that you may actually manifest the righteous obedience of faith to be able to cleave and stand on the word as the Father intended us to stand. Appreciate Will for reading. Appreciate Sal for the opportunity. Appreciate the people who listen. To the whole assembly of Firstborn. Every last one of y'all, man. Y'all already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, man, hallelujah for Yahushua and the word, man. I ain't gonna keep you long, man. Appreciate it though.